Hello, I'm back this week, and I know we have been in our homes and our houses due to the current coronavirus pandemic. And I thought, why don't we talk about how to manage the financial crisis that come with this crisis? Um, I've, I realized that so many businesses have closed, and people who are employed, some have been laid off, and some have had to do with pays that are lower than what they actually earn on other months. And so we pick 6 points today on how it can be easier for you to manage your finances, because even if your pay has not changed, we are living in times that are very uncertain. We don't know for how long this will be, and so the money that we have need to be spent really wisely so that it can take us for long. My point number one is, have you actually stocked up? It's about stocking up. We need to stock a lot of dry foods depending on how many people are in your house. Just be safe, be with food that you can use for some time if the situation stays longer. And we are really praying and trusting that we are going to get our way out soon. So when you talk about stocking up, you need to buy things in bulk. Buying in bulk makes you pay less, much less than you'd actually buy if you picked one item or few items. And what has been working for me right now is that I've been going to shop in the at wholesalers where I can, because there are things that of course you won't get in wholesale shops. But if you're buying really stuff in bulk, like a bag of rice, so many kgs of sugar, or a bag of sugar, a carton or a box of soaps, you may need to consider buying from wholesalers. Wholesalers are really cheap. You'll actually leverage on a lot of cost that would go into buying those things if you bought them at a retail shop. For people like me who live along Thika Road, there are places like Githurai, and I know especially Nairobi and other towns, there are wholesalers which will sell you consumer goods at a relatively lower price. So you may need to consider that, and that will go a long way in saving cost. Number two, now that we have so much time in our houses, you have an opportunity to audit your finances, how you spend your finances. It's at this time that you need to look at how much you spend on food, how much you spend on housing, and how much you spend on other expenses like going to work. And if there is any alternative that you can take on these three items or major expenditures in your house, it's high time you took them. So kindly audit the way you spend your finances at this time, have a list, evaluate, and come up with ways that would cut down on the expenses that you have in your house. Number three, it's important that we reorganize by specifically scrapping non-essentials in our homes. And by non-essentials, what I mean is there are subscriptions that we subscribe to on a monthly basis that we possibly don't need them, or we could do with lower packages. Such subscription would be TV subscriptions. Maybe you have paid for a bouquet that you don't necessarily need. It's at this time that you'd consider settling for a lower bouquet that would serve you and your family and allow you to spend much less. The internet subscriptions. How much do you subscribe every month, and do you really need all that? Because a coin saved now will go a long way in helping you if the crisis prolong, and just saving you the hassles and the stress of wondering, what if this goes on for a month? What if this goes on for 2 months? Number four is that you need to cut down on the utility costs in your house. And I don't know whether you ever check whether all the lights in your house that you're using at any one point are necessary. Because if you're not using a house, maybe you may need to switch off the light. So as a family, you may need to pick the discipline of switching off every light as you leave a room so that the electricity bills can come down. You can also consider, if you can, or if you are living in your house and you have the ability to collect rainwater so that the water bills can go down. So all these utility bills in the house, and the other bills like phones, like there are several mobile phones service providers in Kenya. It's at this time that loyalty to brands should not matter, because we are at a time of crisis and we really need to save up costs for the days to come. So are there other services? Look at what Safaricom is offering, what Telcom is offering, what Airtel is offering. Choose something that works for you right now and saves you cost. So I think for me right now, what is important at this time are not loyalties to brands. Then yes, we can go back to them when life is normal. But look at what subscriptions, what bills you can cut on in your house. Number 5 is that actually create a budget and stick to it. You know, when we are very sure that money is coming, we do make budgets. Some of us who are not very disciplined, and we have the flexibility of changing, the flexibility of not sticking to that budget. By the time we did a budget and start to it. Look at how much money you have right now, how much money you want to spend per month, per week. Do a budget and stick to it. That will go a long way in saving you if you are not able to earn much more. Like even the business sector, businesses have really slowed and some of them have closed. Like even the restaurant and hotel industry, of course with the takeaways, you're not able to earn as much as you're earning. And so that comes with the understanding that you may need to go without many luxuries that you had earlier. Finally, and this is a very subjective topic, because the government has advised us not to travel a country, but the costs of living in the cities or in the major cities in this country are high. And so at this time, maybe you just need to be realistic, sit down with your family and agree on whether it's feasible for you to continue living in the cities. And I'm not proposing that you relocate from your place of residence forever. I'm only saying that it's high time you would lean on family and friends. And by this I mean, if you foresee that you don't have a consistent source of income, or your income has gradually or substantially reduced, what if you considered talking to your parents, and if you have older children, sending them to be with your parents? Because life in a country might be a little cheaper than it is in the city. And that is just a proposal, but every situation is unique. So as you look at your unique situation, just get to see what works for you, so that you don't starve yourself and your children and your family in the major cities, where you have other options that you can explore. But this is, as I have said, a very subjective topic to discuss. It only works on a family basis and with a lot of understanding with each other. So I beg to stop there today, and I hope that you can sit with your family and people who matter in your life and look at the way you can work around your finances, so that apart from the fear of the disease corona, you will also not have stress in matters money. Because once you are able to save a coin here and there, then you'll be at peace and you'll be able to actually concentrate on other major challenges. That said, I want to say that we are trusting and praying a lot that the virus will have a solution to the virus and that the country will be up again. So stay safe. Thank you for those who have subscribed already. For those who haven't, kindly subscribe, press the notification button, and kindly share with your friends on these tips, because they will help them handle life at these tough times. Bye bye.